Good evening, everyone. Good to see you all in the chat. You are very welcome to round 8 of F1XL's Division 4 Championship. We are going to be racing in Mexico this evening, albeit virtually, around the Autódromo Hermanos Rodríguez. I think that's the full name. There it is. In Mexico City. There we go. This is going to be an interesting race. Not everyone's favorite track. Track limits will probably be a thing. And joining me wonderfully is Gunhead. Hello, Gunhead. How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Thank you very much for the lovely introduction, as normal. Looking forward to this to watch.
Have you just about recovered from the absolute stonker of a race we had last week in France?
Yes, I am. That was a thoroughly enjoyable race. Maybe not for everybody on track, but definitely for all of us watching.
Definitely, brilliant. So a bit of housekeeping. So last week on track, SaucisseCriss won the race. However, the result did not stay that way. So SaucisseCriss picked up a penalty for an incident, and that means that last week's winner was in fact Bray and Core. With SaucisseCriss dropped down to second and DNG Titan still. So there we go.
Yeah, unlucky for SaucisseCriss, but I mean, he did start in last, so I'd be over the moon with second still. Tell me about yourself from last place.
Yeah, still a fantastic result.
It is, and also DNG Titan. I think he was third. I think he kept his third place in that, but that does put him on 3 consecutive podium finishes, all of which are third place. So DNG Titan, I think, is going to be the guy on track right now that is praying that he can get 1 or 2 places higher than at this race, just to break that little podium duck.
Indeed. Right, everyone is out on track, so we'll bring the music down and we'll say hello to people in the chat as we're having a look at Sander the Dad currently on track, back for this race. And I was actually looking at Sander the Dad's finishing positions, and the 2 races where he was up at the front of the race he crashed out of. That was the first race of the season, Portugal. Remember, we just caught the tail end of that incident, and then at Australia, where he crashed out from the lead on the very first lap after the first 2 corners. So yeah, the rest of the results have been outside the points, except for 1 in Canada. But I'm hoping to see Sander the Dad really unleash the pace that we all know he has.
Yeah, Sander's always had pace to be at the front in whatever division he's raced in. He just can't seem to string that into a decent finish. I don't know, that I'm hoping to see better from him today, and maybe he can start now at round 8 and maybe shake off some of that bad luck he carries with him everywhere he goes. Smooth man. Just for those watching, SaucisseCriss did also pick up a qualifying ban for the incident, I believe, which is why he's retired. I do believe he did anyway. I'll have to double check, but yeah.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Yes, he did. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. So here we go. Sander the Dad finishing a lap. Goes fastest.
That's not bad first time.
21 person. Hake Jow. just nipping in there. A few hundred monster. So there we go.
That's close.
Decent at the time.
I mean, it's always good. I mean, it's good to see when you're straight to them 117s around here, because you make one little mistake, especially in the middle sector, and you just lose so much time as Brain Core goes faster again with a 17.3.
Indeed. So, around this track, why don't you take us on a lap around here? Let's find someone who's just starting a lap. DNG Titan is just about to start a lap, I think. So we'll jump on board with DNG Titan. Why don't you just take us through the lap? Bits to look out for.
It's been a while.
On the spot.
It's been a while, but yeah, so DNG Titan on this flat-out start-finish straight here, maxing out top-end revs, coming into a very interesting first sector, hard braking into turn 1 coming up now, can be low traction on the way out, and mind the curves as you hit the S's now in the first sector. Again, mind the curves, really low traction, especially on the way out, but you power straight into the first DRS zone of the lap. I call it the first one because I don't really class the start-finish one, because it's just overpowered, and then you're into the second longer chicane of the race, and again really easy to pick up penalties here, because if you go slightly wide, that is game over. Then you're onto the double apex right-hander, which catches so many people out in the race. Left-hander here, again real low traction zone, really easy to run it wide and cost yourself a lap. And then we're into the fastest part of the track, which is the trickiest part to get right lap after lap after lap, and then you're on to what I believe is the best sector of the track, which is the final sector. Nice right-hander. He's doing a very smooth lap here onto the left-hander. Don't touch the curbs too much here. The sausage will take you out. And it's the same with this right-hander. Go around the end here. Get the traction as early as you can, but don't overdo, because that wall comes close very quickly. And that is a very quick lap. 1 minute and 17.3. That's a really fast lap to do on as well, to take people around on. It just comes at you so quick around there. But yeah, that was a respectable lap from DNG Titan.
A very good example of the lap, and an excellent example of me putting someone on the spot and then absolutely smashing out the park. So that's awesome. As we see, what used to be Ibanita taking provisional pole on 17.1. No one yet to jump into the 16, but it looks like it's possible.
I think we will see it. I'm not sure where we're gonna end up within those 16s, but DNG Titan there showing that. I mean, he made a couple of small areas, ran it a little bit wide into a couple of corners, and still managed to pick up the time because he didn't lose too much in that middle sector. F1XL Magnets brain call 2 Haas locking out the front row. We'd love to see it.
Well, some would like to see it. Some maybe not.
Good if they fuck it up from 1 and 2, you'll say now we look like a bunch of fucking wanker. No, but it is good to see Magnets at the top end, as we know he's had a bit of a rough season, hence the name change to Magnets.
Yes, believing that he has become some sort of car Magnets, which is some beastie go 3rd fastest overall, followed by Patty Hardy. So look, Stoneshuffle is on a lap, has lost 2nd place in the championship after not being around, but is still definitely within the hunt and has definitely got some pace as well, already taken a win this season. What can he do coming through the final turn? Here. What's the line? A very long run to the line, 117.7. But the field is not separated by an awful lot.
No, it's not. The top 9 all within a second of each other comfortably. I should say the top 10 all within a second of each other. So, yeah, Lethal Lins. Yeah.
Nice.
Shoving a Ferrari in between 2 Ferrari-powered cars. You love to see it.
Indeed. Let's watch AsthmaFrog, current championship leader. Has a fairly healthy margin in the championship. It's currently, let's see if I can do some quick maths.
Whilst you do your maths, I'll just
92
just
points. DNG Titan has 73. So.
There you go. As we watch AsthmaFrog go, this is a track that requires patience for one when you're in a battle with people, and it also requires like real car control when you do run over those curves, because they are usable if you have that car control. And that patience does extend to the track limits, which are unbelievably rough around this track. It's so easy on tyre wear to just drift wide of a corner or accidentally cut an apex a little bit tight when you're under it, for like under pressure from behind. So
definitely, especially through this section as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Get it wrong, get that first part wrong, and it just throws you out of sync for the rest of that sector.
So as he comes into this, almost
Oh,
just a little bit of
there's
losing the grip there, taking a bit too much curb, like you said on was as we were watching Titan. If you take a little bit too much of that curb, expect your car to not go where you want it to. And AsthmaFrog certainly found that out.
he definitely lost over half a second there, and still manages to keep it within a second of Magnets at the top there. So fair play to him. That's
Not
the
a
car
bad
control, you
effort.
see.
Yes, he did well not to do a full 360.
He really did. And we have seen that a few times in that final section there in real F1, as well as the esports version that we are privileged to watch.
Definitely. Although I have a question, do we have
Yeah.
like a sombrero for the winner of this race, as we've seen in?
Oh,
We could
definitely send somebody a sombrero, I'm sure, or we can send him a bottle of tequila and tell him to find the worm.
I guess it all depends on how old the person is who wins.
Yeah.
No one has to get in trouble.
I don't know. Pat Peter crosses the line now and puts in P6 for the Red Bull with a 117.5. I'll tell you what, I've noticed on this game more than the others, with the Red Bull sort of halo there, I do like that red stripe they've got going through the middle of it to just break it up a little bit. I think it actually looks quite nice.
Fair enough.
Sorry, that was random. Sorry.
It was
Sorry,
very
everybody. I think that's nice. I think that looks good. When you're on the cockpit and you're watching them go, that's quite nice. It's boring at Red Bull anyway.
Ooh, just jump on board with King Jamie. He's currently 6/10 up on his time so far. 18.5 he's got at the moment. And he lost a little bit of time through the final sector, but has managed to bring an 18.0 to the table. Last time out, dominated most of the race, but had some unfortunate moments. Couldn't make the tyres last in the wet, and ended up finishing way down the grid in 11th. Just missed out on points. Oh, there's our 116.
There it is. F1XL Magnets improving on his first lap time, so the track is starting to get rubbered in.
So I think Bonta in the chat said, I would expect pole to be like a 116.6 or 7. Is that Bonta saying that he can go quicker, or oh, do we have some sandbaggers in the lobbies currently?
Well, you get sandbaggers every week up until that that final lap where everybody pushes and somebody miraculously jumps from last to first. Like, oh, there it is. But yeah, I mean, 116.7, that's perfectly good. I mean, you're into the 116.9s, get down to that final sort of 2 minutes, and the track is at its best. So, yeah, it'd be good. I mean, I don't know, we might get 16.4. You just don't know. Somebody might just pull the perfect sector out of the bag.
Okay, Sunder the Dad, 117.3, improves this time. That's good enough for 5th at the moment. He's currently the only driver out on an actual lap. Everyone else is in the pit except for AsthmaFrog's on an out lap. So I think we'll join AsthmaFrog as he gets ready to have another go at setting the time. Only just over 5 minutes left in this qualifying session in Mexico. I've been asked, how am I? I'm doing well, thank you. Good to see you. That's for Powell, who is currently serving of week 2 of a 3-week ban.
Yes. Again, it's good to see him in the chat. It's good to see him sticking with it and keeping an eye on where everybody's at. So yeah, just looking at it's still all Ferrari-powered top 4 with the 2 Hasses and the 2 Ferraris. Rather, Panda much better lap time this time around. I mean, he had a pretty horrible experience on his return at France, but right now it's at P2 with a 117.2. So good to see Panda back up there.
Indeed. Now, this track, we're a preset only league. Preset setups, 1 of 5. You can choose 1 of 5 predetermined setups that Codemasters give you, ranging in downforce levels. That's, I think, the main thing that separates the map. Which one are you taking here? Because this is seen as like a fast track, but there are a couple of very tricky bits, as we see AsthmaFrog sadly invalidate this lap attempt.
And get very angry with himself by the looks. I would be on preset 4 here. Yeah, it's tricky and it's difficult to... I'm sorry, I'm going to have to get off being on board AsthmaFrog. Yeah, it's tricky to get the traction out in some corners, but the straights are just so long that you'll lose too much, I think, on the straights if you're any lower than 4. And I expect we'll see a fair few on preset 5 as well, just to try and stop people getting them in the braking zones.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see which ones people are. If anyone's watching along and is currently in the race, let us know what preset you're on. It'd be interesting for us to know, and no one can change them now, so you're all right.
My Life is a late entry to the grid, so we now have 18 drivers.
Hey, look at this.
Wonder if he'll be able to get himself out on track and set a lap time, see what he can do, maybe just get his eye in. Definitely want to get your eye in before the race starts.
Indeed. Oh, Stoneshuffle, 117.0, just a fraction off of Magnets. Used to be Bonta. So I'm gonna get. Why change your name mid-season?
Just call him Bonita.
Bonita.
Mr. Bonita. Especially around here, sounds Mexican. Or Spanish, or whatever whatever you want to say. So AsthmaFrog has gone for it again. I think he's just trying to set a lap time at this point. These are not fresh tyres, so I don't know what he's going to be able to do, but he comes to the line. Is he still able to put in? He does! Well done,
Oh, there it is.
1:16.8.
So the second attempt paid off. Oh, maybe that's the way forward. And he doesn't have to worry about starting the race on those tyres either, because that rule went out the window last year. As we see Party Hard improve his time. I'm not sure if he improved his place. That 117.8, good enough for 13th at the moment. DNG Titan just started a lap. So is Sander the Dad.
I'm going to sit on board with Magnets for his lap, I think.
Cool. Let's have a look at Pat Peder. Pat Peder, good for 4th. 117.0, another 17.0. Very good indeed for the Red Bull driver.
This is a brilliant track for drivers to just get out of the way of the guys that are on hot laps when they finish theirs. There's plenty of... It's a very wide track. As My Life got a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Party Hard.
Oh my. What's happened there? My Life's on an out lap. Let's have a look, see if there's any damage to that AlphaTauri. Just come into the lobby late. It's gone out to set a time. There is a stopped McLaren there, just letting him go. So, I wonder what's happened between them.
I missed it. It just popped up onto the top of my screen. Oh, sorry. So yeah, I'm sure somebody will mention something in our chat, as a couple of drivers have mentioned that they're on preset 4 or 5. So yeah, so we got Bonta and Linz on 4 and King Jamie on preset 5.
There we go. So King Jamie expect to be fast down the straight. But yeah, mostly going with you.
Bonta does improve his time, but he's unable to challenge AsthmaFrog for pole. So Bonta currently sat P2.
So there we are. This is the checkered flag has now fallen on this race. Braincore just going over the line. Scrub's just about to go into the pits. Cool. Good.
Lethal Linz unfortunately invalidated his lap time.
Who's next? So it's the two AlphaTauris, My Life. is on a lap. He'll be the first across the line. Let's see what he'll be able to do. We haven't had a look at him yet. Oh, he's gone purple in sector 2. Oh, this could be good.
Normally you'd say, oh, he's purple in his own time, but he hasn't got a time. So
He hasn't, no. So there we go. My life, late addition to the grid today, crosses the line, goes 13. We all got our hopes up there. And his teammate jumps up a place into 11. And that will be it for qualifying around here. Bonta called it someone. He used to say, called it someone a beating
Still, start P2 if you can get a good run off the line. You know, it's a long, long way to turn 1. A very long way to turn 1. I have been involved in an incident off the start that involved several other cars in the past. So, but I was like, I think I started like P8, P7 maybe somewhere around there. And yeah, you know, it's a long way. You get guys that have got a good jump off the start, guys that have had a bit of slow. When you end up like 4 wide, it's very easy to make contact. So let's just try and keep it clean, boys.
There we go. The first 14 guys all separated by less than 1 second. Pole position decided by 4/100ths of a second. That is pretty tight indeed.
Yeah, indeed. It's actually closer than I was expecting, to be honest. I thought we'd see a couple of drivers maybe just enjoying this track more than others and running away with it. Not the case.
No.
Not the case. Oh dear. Mexico. Oh, you poor people. this can feel like such a long race. It's a short lap, but it can feel like such a long race, and it is very overcast.
Very overcast. I think someone said 20% chance of rain for the race earlier on in the chat. Yeah, 20% chance of rain, said Lethal Lens earlier on in the chat. Yeah. So
might get a few spots there.
Fun. And we've got a few more. So Brain Core said they've gone for preset 4, and Wolfie apparently has gone for preset 5. So yeah, lots of 4s and 5s.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would have gone any lower than that on the presets. I don't think anybody would have gone 3 or 2 unless they were. I think unless it was going to be a full wet race. I mean, I still think a lot of people would have gone for preset 4 just for that straight line speed and just maybe use the gears to get them out of corners. I have noticed going on board with several drivers during that qualifying that quite a lot of them are using the gears to get out of corners. They're going up quite quickly, like some when the hairpins are hitting like 4th gear on those tighter corners, like double right-hander, to just avoid that lowering of traction. Or you might see it when they do run afoul of the curbs. They might try and change gear just to reduce the revs through the car as they do sort of jump a little bit, because they will hop and skip over the curbs here. It's not nice. They don't look too bad when you're watching from our point of view, but when you're in the car, it feels horrible.
Oh yes, they do indeed. I think quite rightly so. A lot of drivers are campaigning against the great big orange sausage curbs because they just do so much damage to the car, and they actually cause a lot more issues than they prevent.
Yeah. At least they don't suffer damage to the underside of the car, the undercarriage or anything, yeah?
No.
But, honest.
There we go.
21:28 start, and SaucisseCriss is struggling with his connection. I'll see if I can get it back in.
Yeah.
My friends list here.
So our official start time is going to be 21:28. Get a couple of minutes off of that, so we're just waiting for the race. Hello, Tom. Good to see you. Good to see you joining us for this race. Should be good. AsthmaFrog taking pole position. Very close margin from Ibonto.
Yes, I do have from P5 down. Obviously, it was at the 2 Ferraris in 5th and 6th with Pandora. I think Linz was just unhappy that he couldn't get lap time down there. That was why I think he was thinking he could go faster in that last one, but did just manage to validate. And then it's Brian Core in the Haas in P7, Sunderland and in P8, BC UFC in P9 with Judgy rounding out the top 10. Then you've got Hake Chow, followed by DNG Titan. He's going to still want to push, I think, to at least maintain his podium streak at the minute, 3 in a row. He's starting P12, followed by My Life, or My Lag as a lot of people like to call him. And then Party Hard, King Jamie. Brilliant race last time out. As you said, just suffered with tired egg and didn't quite get the result he wanted, but he was very fast and he did dominate a lot of the race at the front. And then it's TRS Wolfie, Scrub, and SaucisseCriss in P18, serving as qualifying man. P18, I wasn't expecting 18, I was expecting 15 today. So
Indeed, good to see an almost full grid in Division 4. Yeah, it'll be good to watch.
We're quite late on in this game, aren't we? I mean, normally you wouldn't expect to see full grids this late on in a game. Because obviously, the new one will be coming out. I think they anticipate around June, July. Will be on the new game. But yeah, like I think Codemasters have not done very well of late with their games when it comes to track limits and such. But yeah, I think I'm quite happy to see 18 cars still on the grid for the second season on the game. It's good to see.
What was your favourite Codemasters F1 game? Because they've made some good ones.
2020. I actually enjoyed 2020.
A lot of people say 2020 actually.
Yeah, maybe that's probably biased. That was my best league racing year as well. So, but I think I really clicked with that game, and I started 21 quite well. Sort of got a bit disenfranchised with the division I was in. They were just too fast for me, and yeah, yeah. We'll not rehash that. But yeah, 2020 was a very good game, I thought. Probably gonna get told off for that in the chat. But...
No, I like my favourite was 2013. This is how long I've been playing.
That's good, Maxim.
Yeah, but I loved that game. The last game with the V8s. They have V8s then, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to say it's
well,
turbo hybrid era.
Yes, before the turbo hybrid. And they had Kers as well. Loved Kers. It was great fun. And the Buddha International Circuit. Love that. Loved racing around there.
Do you know what I think was probably the best feature of that game was the wet weather racing, to be honest.
It was really good.
It was a lot easier to control than it is in these, especially in the last sort of 3 or 4 games.
Now I just pulled up the tyres information as the guys come around the final corner to take their grid start. We've got 2 people starting on softs, interestingly enough. AsthmaFrog from pole position starting on soft, and Brain Core from 7th starting on soft. Everyone else in between them on hard tyres. We've got the 3 behinds, Brain Core, Sander the Dad, Beastie and Judgy on hard tyres, and then 3 behind them, Hake Chow, DNG Titan and King Jamie on the mediums, and the rest on harder tyres. That's going to be really interesting.
They are very brave starting on the soft tyres here, because tyre deg is terrible here.
Indeed. So it looks like they're going for a 2-stop race. Ooh. Here we go.
Sorry, I had a Red Bull just start.
Right, our lights are on. I can't see when they're going off. There we go. They're going. So I assume that they're off, and we are racing in Mexico. Looks like AsthmaFrog gets a decent start and is leading everyone away. Pat Peter making a move up the inside of Magnets. Jump on board. Is he close enough? He is. He's going side by side into turn 1. Oh, we've got a spinner at the back there. It's Panda.
Been a bit of a concertina effect because of the spinner, and I think the biggest loser there was Beastie. I think he might have got a bit of damage.
So Pat Peters lost out to Bunter. So Bunter's firmly in second place. Pat Peter a third, and Stoneshuffle and Brain Core going side by side, causing a little bit of contact there between them. But Stoneshuffle has the inside line, but those soft tires of Brain Core has managed to keep him side by side, and he's still going side by side, just loses out. But Brain Core looking very, very racy on those tires as well. And actually, we've got another racer on the soft tires, SaucisseCriss, we didn't see before, but SaucisseCriss is also on the soft tires as well.
And he is up into P7 already from P17 on the grid. I thought he was P18, but I don't know what happened. But Party Hard
there's a big incident there. King Jamie just get tagged from behind. I think it was either Sander the Dad or DNG Titan, but that caused the other McLaren to go into the back of his teammate, and a little bit of a hold up there through the twisty, difficult stadium section there. Sorry to interrupt you, carry on.
Oh no, it's all good. We have 4 men in the pits with damage, and I think that just shows how difficult it is starting a race on hard tyres. Hard tyres can be lethal when they're cold, so I think everybody's just struggling in that first sector as SaucisseCriss makes a move up into P6, and he just has to avoid the back of Brain Core. Oh, it's tight.
Oh, that was a squeaky bum time if ever I saw one in a Formula 1 car. I bet SaucisseCriss was absolutely bricking it. But he managed to get it stopped, and he's taking the place up to 6 now. On the back of the grid, he should have qualifying bans every race. I said that to him.
I said that to him last week before the start of this one. He'd be praying for a quality ban every week, and yet again he's showing that he can make the ground up at the start.
King Jamie looking up for a move up the inside of the Ferrari. It's going to get tighter there. Just have to think better of it, and now he's going to be under pressure from Zhao in the AlphaTauri. Oh, he's gone around. He's gone around. Let's jump on board. He's managed to spin. He's hit the wall as well. Is he going to carry on?
Yeah, I don't think he would have picked up damage off that little left tap on the wall, but we are actually very lucky not to get a safety car because of that at that particular part of the track.
Yeah, it feels stationary for a little bit too long on this game. It likes to send the old Aston Martin safety car out.
It does, as My Life gets past TRS Wolfie into the first corner, and ahead of them, Party Hard and Scrub having a right old little battle, trying to get up into P11 and chase down the points, guys.
So we're on lap 3 of 36. AsthmaFrog storming away at the front, 3.9 seconds the gap to Bonta, now 4 seconds. So those soft tyres paying dividends at the moment, but he will have to come into the pit much sooner than the rest of the guys. So he's making good use of the soft rubber at the moment. Sander the Dive picks up a 3-second time penalty, leading. Oh no, he's not leading. Sorry, he's in 8. He's 9.
Okay, don't worry. He's done.
Oh, we've got
he's
a
the leading
spinner.
McLaren.
Is it Zhao? Yeah, Zhao had spun. AsthmaFrog sits the fastest lap of the race again, streaking away. 4.3 seconds now the gap. Zhao's back up around now. So.
He's doing a very good job there. As we have another spinner in sector 2, and that is Beastie NUFC.
Oh, has he left some of his front wing? Yes, definitely. So the front wing left at the wall, and that's Beastie coming into the pits a second time in 4 laps in this race. And yeah, that's
horrible track.
Yeah. We'll be praying for a big safety car. I think.
Sorry, Scrub and Party Hard through sector 1, neck and neck, side by side. Scrub had to actually cut the corner. I think he was unsure as to where Party Hard was, but he did let him go. So Party Hard maintaining that P11, P10 at the minute. Sorry, yeah, getting very, very close between those two. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No problem at all. Crucially, Braincore and SaucisseCriss have not been able to get past Stoneshuffle yet. So the soft tyres are working wonders for AsthmaFrog, but they're still unable to pass. So I don't know if there's some sort of setup difference between Stoneshuffle and Braincore. Maybe Stoneshuffle's running preset 5 and he's just managed to keep it fast on the straights. Let's have a look, see what happens. SaucisseCriss is going to make a move now on Braincore, going to the inside. Both of these guys have DRS, trying to pick up the toe from Stoneshuffle as well. Is he going to have another go? Oh, side by side into turn 1, and it doesn't quite make it off. Looking for maybe the switch back. And maybe yes, he gets a good run off that corner. DRS is going to be open now, but he's going to be on the outside down into turn 4, but he managed to get it done before that turn. So there we go, SaucisseCriss. Oh, and Braincore just nearly wide there, and he's lost out to King Jamie.
Did very well not to have a 3-car pilot there, did those three. Very, very good reactions from King Jamie as well to capitalise on the mistake from Braincore. But good reactions from himself when he realised he wasn't going to be able to stop it in time.
Yeah, always the mark of a good driver if they can get themselves out of a pickle that they've caused. Yes, and being on the outside helps with that. As well.
Yes, it does. Yeah, it really does. King Jamie now on 6 seconds of penalty. He's really struggling with these track limits. I'm wondering if it's just he's trying to push a little bit harder to try and get in front and capitalise on his much better medium tyres.
It's just right on the gearbox of Stoneshuffle there. I could hardly pick them apart. I couldn't even see his nose, and he's in prime position to get past the Aston Martin on the straight. DRS open. He's already got the pass done way before the corner, so that's up to 5th place for King Jamie, and Stoneshuffle is not close enough to make a move up to the inside of turn 1.
Pat Peter really abusing the curbs around here. He's very lucky he didn't spin there into turn 1, but that gap from AsthmaFrog is just getting bigger and bigger. 5.7 seconds now, the gap from AsthmaFrog to F1XL Magnets.
Yeah. How many laps do you think these soft tyres are going to be lasting around this track?
I mean, they'll be looking at boxing within the next sort of 4 laps within that window. I think you want to be off those tyres for around lap 10, 11. But the hard tyres will go to the end. They will, but Magnus is going to have some far better traction at the end of the race on his mediums than AsthmaFrog will have on his hards. So it'll be interesting to see how those strategies can sort of coalesce to the end. We'll see what happens.
Do you think the mediums have got enough in them for them to go soft, medium, soft?
Yeah, but I think you'd be more relying on a safety car there unless AsthmaFrog can really pull his finger out and get an even bigger gap.
Well, the gap is 6.7 seconds now. He's just getting faster and faster, AsthmaFrog. But we'll have to see when that gap starts coming down. Then those tyres are going to be coming off and the hards are going to be coming into their own. It's a nice little kind of battle forming for 5th place. King Jamie currently in 5th, but Stoneshuffle and Braincore and Sander the Dad all within a second of each other. They all have DRS, and yeah, Braincore's sandwiched between the hard compound runners at the moment. Has not managed to make as much headway as SaucisseCriss or AsthmaFrog has on those soft tyres. So maybe that gamble to start on those tyres has not quite paid off for him.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that we saw a difference in strategy between the Haas guys, but I am just surprised it was the softs and not the mediums that Braincore went for. I could be totally wrong, but from what I remember historically, the soft tyres do not last that long around this track. Yeah, there's a lot of very fast corners here where you're on the limit, right, left, just causing a lot of this. Hey Zhao has crashed out in sector 2 and he is out of the race, and we have a full course VSC? I'd like to say VSC.
It looks like a VSC. We jumped on board with Judge E just to go past as it's in that twisty section where those curbs are a little bit higher. It's a bit like Maggots and Beckett's, and it's easy if you get on one of those curbs, you can lose the back end pretty easily indeed. As Party Hard is the only runner so far to take advantage of this safety car period, this virtual safety car, and there we go. He goes green just as he comes out of the pit. So that was a nice, opportune pit stop for Party Hard. Currently in 12th place. He's on a brand new set of medium compound tires. As we see King Jamie pick another 3-second penalty.
King Jamie's going to want to be careful. He'll wind up getting himself a race, like a disqualification. The rate he's going. He's still got a long way to go before the end of this race. 28 laps left, so he needs to start bringing it in a little bit.
There we go. So we'll bring up the penalties now. Because you know what everyone is on, tyre-wise. You can see. Okay, so AsthmaFrog's in the pits. What does he go on to? He goes onto the medium tyres. Okay, interesting. So maybe a soft, medium, soft. And hoping for maybe another safety car. But he's falling down the order quite a lot. He had a massive lead, but Scrub going to get him into turn 1, I think? Certainly got the speed.
He's more than entitled to take that position off AsthmaFrog. AsthmaFrog might be a little bit slow in his first sector. Now, this is what AsthmaFrog doesn't want. He doesn't want to get stuck behind anybody, but now Scrub's well within his rights to hold him off as long as he really wants to. The longer AsthmaFrog behind Scrub, the more time he's going to lose to F1XL, Magnets and Pat Peter in 1-2 at the moment. So he's going to push.
Yeah, and it's so easy that when you're in this position and you're stuck behind somebody, that you try to get impatient and you try and force a move where it's not going to work. And AsthmaFrog thought better of it then. Looks like he's going to have a really good run on him now, and Scrub's not putting up too much of a fight. Well, I say that, it looks like he almost came across to take him out, but no, that's fine. So AsthmaFrog back up into the points, and now he's got a little bit of clear air to as we see SaucisseCriss come in to get rid of those soft tyres, and he's also going for the mediums. So there we go, the soft tyres. Yeah, they have run their usefulness. And we will see at the end of the race. But, crucially, onto the hard tyre for Braincore. So, Braincore looking to go to the end, potentially.
Yeah, it looks like it. Now, AsthmaFrog has got a nice bit of clear air before he gets onto the back of My Life. So, he's got a couple of laps now where he can just warm up those tyres. And then when he does get to My Life, he should make light work. And then he's got really nice clear air to try and make up some more ground on the guys in front. But it's all about Magnets and Peter. Peter now within the DRS of F1XL Magnets, so they don't want to fight each other too hard because they'll wind up losing a lot of time to AsthmaFrog if they do.
Yes, it's going to be crucial, isn't it?
Oh, as AsthmaFrog spins!
Oh, it's gone!
Too much curb for AsthmaFrog, and he's lost his front wing.
Oh no! Absolute heartache for the championship leader. Had a massive lead in the race. You just starting on the soft tyres, coming to the pits, popped on the medium compound tyres, and that is going to be another trip down the pits. And that is from bad to worse for him. And that puts now Bonta, that gives Bonta and Pat Peter a lot of hope. And I know Bonta will be watching the stream and hearing commentary as he goes along. And he might have a big smile on his face, I imagine.
Yeah, I'd say so. It looks like AsthmaFrog had set the fastest first sector of the race on that lap, and then, just pushing too hard in sector 2 and cost himself the spin and another pit stop.
Indeed. So we're on lap 11 of 36. We've already had one VSC. We've had one retiree, Hake Zhao, going into the wall through this section here, just where Pat Peter is coming through now. And we've had AsthmaFrog spin into the wall and lose the front wing. So that means now the battle for the lead is solely between Ibontal and Pat Peter. Ibontal's name's changed to Magnets, just in case anyone knows. There we are.
Yeah, the car magnet that is Ibonta. aptly changing his name to F1XL Magnets, just to let everybody else know that he is aware of the magnets that we, as commentators, taped to his car.
Well,
So
the
Pat
thing about
Peter,
magnets is they will attract all sorts of things, and it could attract the waste win.
it could do. It's going to be. I did. I was going to overlook it as it was just terrible. But so Pat Peter all over the back of him now. So Pat Peter also eyeing up what I believe would be his first race win of the season. I think it might be among one of his first podiums. I'm going to double check that now.
Oh, I've got the information here. Let's have a look. Pat Peter.
He has a P3. He had a P3 round 2. So not his first podium, but definitely his first win of the season. He is chasing hard now on Ibontal.
He is hungry for that win. Is Pat Peter, and he's shown promises of speed all throughout the season. His final results haven't, I don't think, really done him justice as to how well he's actually driven. So he's just had a few moments and a few incidents with people that have caused him to fall down the order and miss out on a load of points. But Pat Peter definitely has the speed and has the talent to take a win, as he's very close now to the back of Ibontal up the inside. And that is a standard DRS pass if ever you saw one.
Absolutely. Stoneshuffle doing pretty much the identical maneuver behind on King Jamie to get up onto the podium positions. The name that we forgot to mention, who also boxed onto a set of medium tyres, who could play a key role in this race towards the end, SaucisseCriss setting the fastest lap on those mediums, closing in on the back of Scrub, and he's not all that far off the leader. If I go to intervals to the leader, he's currently within a pit window of Pat Peter and F1XL Magnus, so he might play a role at the end of this race yet.
Very good. And SaucisseCriss, we know, has a lot of speed. Moved from Williams to Red Bull in place of Richie. And Red Bull, I think, are very happy with his performance so far. First time out for them last week. Crossed the line first, but lost out on that due to some penalties. But nevertheless, it was a fantastic drive from the back of the grid, and looks like he's getting faster and faster. Purple in sector 2, and is closing in on the DRS range of Scrub in front of him. Oh yes, gained tons of time through that final corner, at least half a second through that final corner he gained. So SaucisseCriss really confident on the brakes. Has a good run and is going to have the DRS, and I think he's going to get that move done by the time turn 1 hits us. He does indeed. So SaucisseCriss up into 7th.
Yeah, SaucisseCriss, that was yet another textbook DRS maneuver there from SaucisseCriss, and look at the gap he's already made on Scrub, 0.8. Also, just going to highlight, King Jamie has now boxed off his medium compound tyres. 13 laps is what he managed on those, and he was losing ground quite heavily to the guys behind. So I think that's a good indication of how many laps we expect to see from SaucisseCriss, Party Hard, and TRS Wolfie, who are all on mediums. Judgy and Panda should be in within the next lap or two as well.
Brilliant. We're on lap 14 of 36, not quite halfway yet. Pat Peter currently in the lead. Overtook Ibontal a few laps ago, but hasn't dropped him by any stretch of the imagination. It's still within a second and within the DRS, but not quite close enough yet as we get to turn 1.
Break core, and King Jamie side by side through the final sector stadium section. King Jamie just comes out on top, but he got really tight between the two. Of course, King Jamie loses a bit of traction in the final corner as well, just for good measure.
And there we go, going all the way out to the right-hand side of the track. Ooh, that was a bit of desync, I think. We had the same bit of desync as Brain Core up the inside, sticking. Looks like King Jamie was just turning in no matter what happened there, and Brain Core smart enough to just kind of go over the curb a little bit. and take some avoiding action. It's going to look for a move up the inside here. But he's going to be on the outside for the next one. Is he sticking it? He's sticking it on the outside, but not quite close enough. Oh, you do a switch back here?
Switch. He can. He wanted it.
He wanted it, but them sausage curbs are not your friend when it comes to this track. Far too hard. A firm defense there. Whether or not it's fair, we'll leave that up to the stewards.
I think it was tight. I think there was enough space that Braincore didn't have to Kirk corner, but I think he was wise to, just on the off chance there wasn't the space. But yeah, brilliant driving from the two to avoid any contact, and Braincore is still right on the back of King Jamie. King Jamie's struggling out of the final corner, and then when he does get the power down, just seems to blast like a rocket ship.
So I think King
he's
Jamie's
trying to break that.
I
think he needs to stop weaving so much down the straight. Does King Jamie? He needs to ease off with that a little bit.
Yeah, so King Jamie is actually on preset 5. He told us in the chat, and Braincore's on 4. So he's gonna struggle to catch him down the back straight, or down the pit straight. Sorry, but in the more twistier sections, when you need a bit more downforce, Braincore is definitely showing that he's a bit faster. So it's an interesting battle of strategies, this, as well as tyre life and just overall talent.
Yeah, I think for the most part, King Jamie's been resolute in his defence, and rightly so. But I think they do look at the weaving, if a ticket gets put in, as being a bit excessive. Pretty much exactly the same as real F1. You know, you can do it, I think, once, and then once more into the braking zone, and that's your limit. So as to avoid any damage if the car's a bit closer than you think he is. So hopefully he calms it down a little bit with the weaving. But other than that, yeah, I think tyre wear is going to play a key role in this.
Who can look after their tyres the best on this very slick track? You often struggle with traction here, and it looks like Braincore just isn't quite close enough. Looks like King Jamie had a better exit out of the final turn 11, 17, sorry. I even looked at it to get the actual number for it, and I just completely missed the 7.
That's fine. We've all been there. Don't worry about it. That is currently the closest battle on track, but F1XL Magnets is very, very slowly starting to reel Pat Peter in. So I'm going to keep it on that, and we're not too far off where I'm expecting the hard tyres to start thinking about boxing. So I think around lap 22, maybe we'll start seeing the hard tyre drivers jump in, unless somebody goes for that cheeky little undercut.
So Pat Peter started lap 18 of 36, approaching halfway. Oh, you see King Jamie take the very scenic route at the exit of that corner, way over the white lines. We'll probably have picked up some sort of validation for that to go on top of the 12 seconds of penalties he's already picked up. Penalties, I think, going to play a massive part in this towards the end of the race as well.
Yeah, I do think that, and that's going to be really frustrating for Braincore behind him, knowing that King Jamie's got 12 seconds worth of time penalties, and I think maybe Braincore just losing time to the guys in front. Ooh, another desync for me on King Jamie there. But yeah, I think it's going to be starting to get quite frustrating for Braincore. He's got a good drive, but is he going to be able to make it work? DRS is going to come into play, maybe.
And Jamie just so fast on the straights, looking for the cut back, potentially trying to make a lunge into this movement. Didn't quite get the good traction off of the corner, hit the curb a little bit, and he stays behind King Jamie yet again. These guys all kind of stuck in formation, aren't they?
Yeah, they are, and that is going to start getting really frustrating for everybody behind. His Braincore picks up another 3 seconds. I think that puts himself on 6 as well.
Does indeed.
Does. So yeah, Braincore. I think that is the first sign of frustration. Is that penalty that he's just picked up.
Just had a look at the front, and Pat Peder has now managed to open up over a second to Ibontal. So Ibontal no longer within DRS range, and that could mean that Pat kind of drives away a little bit. Gap already up to 1.2 now. So DRS very powerful around this track. If you can stick within it, going to get kind of towed around the track as we jump back onto the battle for 9th place. Brain Core again with the DRS, again going up the inside, but King Jamie hanging it around the outside. Got really close between the two of them again.
King Jamie loses traction as well, and that's tight. He does give the space, but Brain Core just at the wrong angle to make the turn, but I don't think any harm done there. But Party Hard's just watching him going, one of you's going to crash.
Yeah. And I think we've missed something. Either Wolfie's come into the pits or spun or something, because AsthmaFrog has just managed to get ahead of him. He was on the back of these guys. Oh no, it was Judgy, I think it was.
Judgy did box onto a fresh set of medium tyres. So Judgy pulling the pin a little bit earlier. Going to go for 16 laps.
Maybe trying a bit of an undercut on these guys.
Not a bad shout with the way they're fighting.
Not a bad shout indeed.
As Wolfie just picks up another penalty. Gonna want to maybe make way for his teammate, TRS Wolfie. He's on 14 lap old mediums at the minute. I wonder if we'll see him jump in the pits for maybe another set of mediums. I'm not sure what he started on though. He might have started on the mediums already.
I'm not sure.
He doesn't get out of the way yet.
No team orders down at Williams.
No, they're definitely teammates. They're not somebody in the wrong car or anything. But yeah, TRS Wolfie not giving him a fight for this position, even with the penalties. Makes him go around the outside into turn 1.
He's making him fight for it.
Contact between the teammates. Ooh, a lot more contact.
Don't hit your teammates. The golden rule of Formula 1. Gosh,
I think there's going to be some words. There's going to be some harsh words after this between the two, I think. Judgy on the fresh tyres. As now, the front runners all dive into the pits. Stoneshuffle, Magnet, and Peder all dumping into the pits, leaving Sander the Dad on his own out front.
So, Peder and these guys. And here we are. So, SaucisseCriss has come into play. And he's up to second now, just making his way past My Life. So SaucisseCriss, who came into the pits much earlier, has filtered back up to second place. So we're just waiting for Sander the Dad to come in. So he has opened up a bit of a gap there and managed to bring his way back up to the front. But he is definitely off tyres strategy with everyone else, so he will have to come into the pits again. So now it's the question of when he does that. We're on lap 21 of 36. So Wolfie gets a penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
And retires in the pits.
Retired, yeah, he thought better of it. And gone, do you know what? 15 seconds worth of penalties plus another 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's not gone the way of Wolfie there, unfortunately, for the Williams driver. SaucisseCriss, I'm wondering if he's going to try and extend this up to around lap 26, 27 to try and get up to another set of soft tyres. That's the strategy I think he's going for, but he's going to start losing out time-wise to the guys behind. But I don't know where he's going to come out, but he'll be very, very fast on the soft tyres when he does. Sander the Dad's still going on those hards.
So Magnet's making a move up the inside of Pat Peder with the DRS. Would he be able to make it stick? He does, yes, so he's ahead. So Ibontal has kind of gained through that pit stop period. I don't know if Pat had a particularly slow start or a slow entry into pit lane, but or if he got held up in pit lane by other people coming past, but that has caused Ibontal to catch up, because the gap was like 1.2 seconds before they came into the pit, so he's made up that and he's managed to get past.
Yeah, he did a very good job there, did Ibontal on that outlap. I wonder if maybe it was just the outlap as well. Obviously, cold tyres on the outlap can play a bit of a role if you don't get along with these cars on cold tyres, then it might be why he's lost out. We'll see how it develops. Like Pat Peter might come back at him fairly soon. Does have a lot more ERS available. Just looking at Stoneshuffle as well. He's just sort of quietly there, just hanging around. Not too close, but not too far away either.
So Sander the Dad has come into the pits. He's just on his way back out again. Puts on the medium compound tyres. Where will he come out? Looks like I think he'll be wanting to come out before King Jamie. Whether or not he gets up to speed, he might get out ahead of Scrub actually. Let's jump on board with the McLaren. McLaren? Mercedes.
McLaren. Which one have you got on board with?
I was on board with Scrub. And then I just realised as you were like, McLaren? I was like, oh yeah, I was on board with the McLaren. So I could have just like completely palmed that off and no one would know. Except for everyone who was watching the stream who could see me.
Everybody watching going, you guys need to sort your shit out. Be more professional, that's what they're saying. But we do well, we do fine. It's okay, don't worry about it. Pat Peter, meanwhile, by the way, right on the gearbox of Magnus. So Magnus now has to deal with that pressure in one of the fastest sections of the track.
And these guys are less than 5 seconds behind SaucisseCriss, who also has 3 seconds of time penalties. And he will need to come into the pits again. So these guys looking like the de facto race leaders at the moment. And Ibontal, after having such a horrid time in the start of the season, or feeling like he's had a horrid time and feeling like a magnet that attracts other cars to him, having a very good showing in this race so far.
Yes, he is. He's doing very, very well in the Haas at the minute. But oh, look at the closing speed of Pat Peter in that first corner. I think we see where the Red Bull driver is loving the track more than the Haas driver. But I think we'll see how Magnus can do in this second sector. See if he's got
Brain Core at the inside of King Jamie. These guys still having a battle of the ages between them. Brain Core just not able to get past the Alfa Romeo of King Jamie, who is on a faster preset in a straight line, and that straight line speed is managing to keep the Haas behind, and I imagine very frustrated indeed as SaucisseCriss picks up another 3 seconds of time penalty.
That's going to be frustrating for SaucisseCriss because he's going to have to stop on those soft tyres. We know he's going to have to get onto a set of softs, and he's given himself more work to do now by having that 6 seconds behind him.
Have these guys come into the pitch, King Jamie and Brain Core?
They did at the start, yeah. They boxed from a set of mediums, I believe. Brain Core from softs. King Jamie from mediums. 4 laps between the two.
Yeah. So if that's them to the end of this race, it might be a very long race for Brain Core. Gonna be interesting.
Yeah. I think that'd be an understatement. He closes with the DRS, so he just can't make enough inroads. Oh, look at in the corners, he's just so much more grip than King Jamie, even with that tyre difference.
He's going to have to try and think of maybe out the box way of trying to get past the Alfa Romeo of King Jamie. And looks like he's got a better run around the outside, but you're on the outside through this double. Oh, it's just a bit of a Scandinavian flick there through that corner. Stylish from Brain Core, showing off his rallying skills.
He did so well to hold that. That was very impressive.
Yeah, Formula One cars are not made to go sideways, so a fantastic save there for Brain Core, still in the hunt to try and make a place. Up past King Jamie, as you see, My Life just going a little bit wide there. Probably picked up some sort of warning for that one. Pat Peter's pretty close now on the back. He's got DRS. He's going to make a move into turn 1. He's going side by side with Ibontal. Ibontal had the inside round for turn 2 and 3 and manages to keep ahead just now. But Pat Peter will have DRS. There it is, open on the back of the Red Bull, going up to the inside. And it looks like he's made that move stick. Yeah, just hangs Ibontal out just as he turns in just a little bit later, and that forced Ibontal just to come off the throttle just a little bit, and that's Pat Peter up into second place, but is pretty much de facto the race lead at the moment, with SaucisseCriss due to come into the pits and with 6 seconds of penalties, and these guys are catching him as well.
If I was SaucisseCriss now, I'd be backing off in this sector to give my teammate DRS and a bit of protection on the straight. Sorry, Bunter, I know I said it. That would be the king teammate move right there, but I don't think he's going to do it, as they've just gone past the detection line now. So yeah, that would have been a big brain move from SaucisseCriss, but I don't think he quite had it in him. Now I think SaucisseCriss is going to be praying for a safety car on this lap to neutralise the loss that he's going to suffer from going in the pits now.
Yeah, although there was a massive gap from Sander the Dad in 4th to King Jamie, who was in 6th, and SaucisseCriss might be able to get out ahead of these guys. Just come out. No, he's not. It's a very slow pit lane. Is he going to be behind all of these guys? Yeah, he is. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, that's not where you wanted to end up.
Bonter's just got back ahead of Pat Peter, so we were too busy looking at SaucisseCriss, and Bonter back past Pat Peter, and guess who has joined the party? Stoneshuffle. It's a 3-way battle for the lead on lap 27th of 36, and I think these guys are going to give us a fantastic finish to the end of this race. All without penalties. All have been pretty quick, and I think it's just going to be a bit of scrapping between 3 cars. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure what we missed with Brian Core and King Jamie. I don't know if it was just a couple of cars getting between them just from having better tyres, but King Jamie now with My Life all over the back of him, and Lethal Lynn's all over the back of him. So we've got another very close fight on track for P6 at the minute, or P5 at the minute, I should say. That SaucisseCriss is going to be on it. He's already on it. Look at that. That did not take long at all.
SaucisseCriss looking up the inside of Brain Core. Fresh rubber on that Red Bull of his. DRS wide open, and even though Brain Core has the DRS of his own, he's not able to get past, and something's happened to Brain Core, because he was on the back of King Jamie for a lot. So I don't know if you said anything about it, if you saw what happened.
I think it's just a case of My Life, Lethal Lynn's, and now SaucisseCriss just being on fresher tyres, catch up to the back of them and making their way past Brain Core. But they're going to now be in the same position that Brain Core was in, where King Jamie on that preset 5 is just going to be really tough to pass.
Yeah. So potentially the only person really that could make any headway is SaucisseCriss. Fresh set of soft tyres. Has already set the fastest second sector of the whole race, and I wouldn't put it against SaucisseCriss to make his way through this week, guys. Hopefully he'll be able to gain some of that back, but started right at the back of the grid, had a qualifying ban, and made his way up to 7th really quickly at the start of this race, and started on the soft tyres, ended up on the soft tyres again. King Jamie just doing a bit more weave in there. I'm gonna keep it more in a straight line, fella, otherwise people are gonna have some words with you. SaucisseCriss, up two in one corner. Fantastic move from the Red Bull. A fantastic drive indeed, and he's going to be right at the back of King Jamie. Can he make it 3 places in the space of, I don't know, 4 corners?
He can't do it, but I think he might be on preset 5 as well. So King Jamie's advantage is going to be nullified here with the Red Bull driver.
Look, he's got massive traction advantage on those soft tyres compared to King Jamie's hard tyres. He goes wide, and he is making quick work of that group. But King Jamie really goes on the back and like, no, I want that place back. I've done so well.
King Jamie has been defending very well, yeah, but those penalties are going to start hurting him now. 18 seconds of penalties for King Jamie. Ouch.
My Life having a look as well at him on the softer compound tyre. He's not on the soft compound tyre, he's on a softer compound tyre. He's on the medium. There we go. That couldn't be more clearer if I dragged it through mud. There we go. King Jamie doing his weaving on the straight again. But that's just one move done now. He's picked the inside. That is it. Oh, and he gets around the outside on speed alone. So very nice from my life. Joined qualifying really late. Managed to set one time and has worked his way up to 6. So that's really good. Oh, King Jamie having a look on the inside again. Doesn't know what he's beaten.
Oh, lethal Lins. I think he was just at overspeed there and didn't really have anywhere else to go. Nearly takes them both round.
Oh,
it's King Jamie spins.
He has, yeah. I think there was a bit of they were ghosting within each other then, and I think there was a bit of desync or something like that happened. But that's resulted in King Jamie spinning all the way around now, and he's going to get taken by AsthmaFrog potentially. Oh, he's not want to go side by side from here. But those.
Oh, is he gone?
Oh,
He's gone.
and he's gone. He's into the wall.
Oh, that's got to be a safety car. That's got to be a safety car, surely. There it is, safety car.
There he is.
Safety car.
Right, who is in with the shout of coming into the pits and sticking on some soft tyres? Everyone's coming into the pits.
Apart from SaucisseCriss.
Apart from SaucisseCriss, and so everyone ahead of SaucisseCriss has not had a chance to come into the pit. Everyone behind SaucisseCriss, I imagine, is coming in.
Yeah, absolutely. Just straight on a set of soft tyres for the end of this race, and everybody that's not got a penalty is just going to be rubbing their hands together right now. Thank God for that.
Now,
as King Jamie's valiant defence came to an end with an unfair trip into the wall.
So, I think the big winner out of this situation, if you can keep it clean, is AsthmaFrog.
Yeah, I'd say you're right on that one.
He's gone for a medium set of tyres. He's already used his his softs, I think. Because he started on softs.
Oh, no. Maybe he's on a harder set for the race. Maybe he had 2 sets of mediums for the race. Can't remember how it works now. I've not raced for a little while.
The leaders are all coming into the pits. First soft tyres. So SaucisseCriss, I think, might grab the lead of this race because he's already on fresh tyres. Oh no, he's coming to the pits. He's coming to the pits. Why is he coming to the pits?
Okay.
Okay.
So,
well, he's got a fresh set of softs. I guess he didn't want the. I guess it depends on how worn they were.
I'll tell you a little spanner that's been thrown into the works is Beastie behind Bonta and in front of Peter.
Interesting.
I never get it right. Pat. He's in front of Pat. Well, the top 3 without penalties. We'll be hoping to keep it clean, obviously, to the end of the race. Beastie, you just found yourself in a bit of a really bad position there, really. I wish the safety car would let the lapped cars go, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Sadly, not as clever as... Well, I was going to say not as clever as real life, but we all know what happened 2 years ago in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, I'm just going to have to throw an apology out to Beastie. That's not Beastie that is in between. It is Party Hard that is in between the first and second.
Yes.
Sorry, Beastie.
So, here we go. Lap 32 of 36. We've got a late safety car to add drama into an already dramatic race. Ibontal, currently the driver in the lead, has been having a monumental battle all race long with Pat Peder, who's in second, and Party Hard comes into the pits. Fair enough. That's fair enough. Coming into the way, coming into pits, taking out the safety car's hand.
Yeah, that was that was a good job from Paryard. He didn't want to get in the way, and yeah, he did a great job there of getting out of the battle. Pretty sure that the safety car will be in at the end of this lap, no matter where everybody else is on track. Either this lap or the next, it's guaranteed to come in. I'm trying to remember how many laps it has to give. I think it might be 2 full racing laps, so maybe we've got 1 more lap, maybe. I think the longer the better for Bonter. I think he'll be happy just to finish the race behind the safety car.
So we are going to have a grandstand finish at the Mexican Grand Prix. The thousands in attendance, the millions watching around. Showing my age there. If anyone gets that reference, you're my friend.
I got that reference. It's okay. So King Jamie wasn't happy. He was struggling. Got penalties. Yeah, I think if you're unhappy, don't worry about the chat. Everybody will have an opinion on it. Just throw it at the ticket team and let the administration side deal with any woes you may have from this race. But yeah, so we have basically what we've got is we have a feature race with a built-in sprint, and it's all about who is the fastest over that sprint race. Now it's sort of nullified the rest of the race a little bit, apart from the penalties. Yeah, I'm not going to guess at who's going to get P4. P5, I should say, because I'm pretty sure AsthmaFrog. Yeah, he should be in for a shout at P4 if he can stay close enough. But
yeah, but My Life could grab P4, I think, because he's on the least amount of penalties of that group. Yeah, 6 seconds advantage ahead of 6 seconds of advantage for SaucisseCriss and 3 seconds for Sander. So yeah, if you can pull 3 seconds away from AsthmaFrog, which is definitely doable with 3 cars in between them, there's every chance that My Life could jump up into 4th place, and that would not be a bad result for the AlphaTauri driver at all. But I think it's going to be 3-way fight for the win. Ibontal, Pat Peter, Stoneshuffle. Stoneshuffle already a race winner. Ibonto and Pat Peter looking for their first win this season. And yeah, it's going to be a good race, this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Sander the dad is... Well, I think Stoneshuffle, Pat Peter and Magnets are all happy that Sander the dad is on mediums and not soft tyres. Because it should realistically just now be a 3-way shootout, as the safety car is indeed in at the end of this lap. But everybody's caught up, so let's see how this shakes out now as Bonter is de facto safety car leader. And I'm going to drop back into the pack a little bit and see what happens.
Oh yes, keep us abreast of all of the context that is bound to happen into turn 1 and turn 4.
Yep.
Right, when will he go? Will you leave it as late as possible? Or do you want to go early? He's going early out of the corner, and looks like he's pulled across, and Pat Peter didn't automatically go across, and SaucisseCriss is going to make a move on Sander the dad. Looks like these guys are going side by side down the straight. No DRS as of yet. It's pure pace and setup, and SaucisseCriss up to 4th. Very good move.
We have a spin and damage. It looks like the Ferrari of Lethal Lin's picked up damage, and that was My Life that's gone around. So yeah, that's Lethal Lin's also dropping down the order with that wing damage. So AsthmaFrog now right on the back of Judgy. Is he going to make a move? No, he's not. I think the superior grip of the softs. He's just going to try to stay as close as he can.
Yeah, I think that's all you can do in this situation. Stay as close as you can to everybody else as well. But everyone else ahead of him has at least 6 seconds. One of them has 9 seconds. So this could be a nice 4th place finish for AsthmaFrog out of nowhere, seemingly, if he can keep it clean in Mexico. We're on that 35 of 36. We'll be coming around to start our final lap very soon. And currently, Ibontal is in the lead, half a second ahead of Pat Peter. So Pat's going to have to do some work to be able to catch up, and he's under pressure from Stoneshuffle and his teammate SaucisseCriss in fourth.
Yeah, looks like Bont is just going to use and abuse his ERS on this long straight just to keep the lead, keep the advantage over Pat Peter and make him work for it if he does want to win.
Stoneshuffle did think about making a move, but not quite close enough into turn one. He'll be looking for a good exit out of this corner, but it looks like he is not quite close enough unless he makes a desperate lunge into turn four. Not advisable. Oh, and SaucisseCriss thought, do you know what? I'll go. And then thought that actually, maybe not. That gap is closing very quickly indeed.
He wanted it.
He really did.
Like, oh, I think I can do it.
I mean, even with 9 seconds of penalties in your pocket, I'll still make the move. Why not?
Right now, let's see Bonner on this last DRS straight of the race. Can he keep the lead? He can. He just needs a clean final sector now.
It's a race against the clock, but it's also a race against my battery life on my controllers, because I just had a thing saying hello. But it looks like we are going to finish this race, and Ibontal manages to win the Mexican Grand Prix. Fantastic result for him. Pat Peter across the line in second, and Stoneshuffle in third. AsthmaFrog did get up to fourth by a penalty. Scrub gets up into fifth. Sander the Dad finishes sixth. Braincore finishes seventh. DNG Titan is right at the back, all the way up into eighth. So fantastic, nice result there, all due to a late safety car and a bunch of time penalties.
That was a very interesting sprint race at the end there. A little bit of contact, a little bit of damage for a couple of drivers, but I think overall they did a very good job to keep it clean with that difference in setups that we were discussing earlier.
So there we go, Ibontal, after complaining for like every single race this season, manages to take a win in Mexico.
Well done indeed to F1XL Magnets, showing that when he can get that clean air, he is more than capable of winning races. And what a nice sort of spread of cars there on the podium with the Haas driver, the Red Bull, and the Aston Martin.
Indeed. There we go. There are our final results. Standings. Ibontal, F1XL Magnets taking the win from Pat Peter and Stoneshuffle. AsthmaFrog, fantastic recovery after an awful start after his first pit stop. Manages to recover to fourth. Scrub finished fifth after starting 15th. Fantastic result for him. Sander the Dad finishes sixth and having the fastest lap as well, so that's a nice extra point to add to the total. Braincore finished seventh. DNG Titan finished eighth. SaucisseCriss fell all the way down to ninth. And Lethal Lins in the Ferrari rounds out the top 10 with My Life Beastie, Judgy, Panda, scroll down, Party Hard, King Jamie, Wolfie, and HJR rounding up of places. There we go.
Well,
if you're watching along and you're in the chat, let us know how your race went, how you felt it went. And yes, you have now the very tricky job of trying to pick driver of the day.
I know he only really got the position because he kept... Well, no, I'm going to give it to Scrub. P15 to P5, I think we said.
Yeah.
Now, he didn't have the best race. He wasn't the fastest on track, but he kept his nose clean. He kept his car intact. And he came away with a really good haul of points. And I think he deserves, a bit of recognition for that, because he's not been the luckiest driver. He has been through the wars so far this season. So for me, I'm gonna throw it to Scrub for today. I think he did a great job and managed to take home some good points for his team.
Indeed, equaling the best result he's had so far. He had a 5th place in the sprint race in Canada, but in the main race, his highest position was 6th, which was in Singapore. So career best, career.
Season best.
Season best.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, it was a good job. I think his points finishes have come from keeping it clean, and we love to see it. We love to see guys keeping it clean and managing to take away maximum points from that.
Just seeing Ibonto in the chat, it's like, the race was okay, I guess. You will never please him. Never please him. He wins a race, he's like, it was alright.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, that was alright. Inside, he's secretly screaming, saying, finally!
Yeah, I wish to see Ibonto do a shoey as a celebration.
Yeah, I'd pay to see that. If you could get that sorted for us, Bonto, that'd be absolutely welcome. We'll
just
read it on the next one.
take a little video, do a shoey. You can be whatever beverage you want. It doesn't have to be like sparkling, whatever. It can just be water if you want. I don't mind. Squash, Ribena from the shoe.
No, it's only champagne. We got about.
Who has champagne lying around in their fridge? We can't all be like bougie like you. Go ahead.
I don't have champagne. Absolutely not. I've got A&W root beer. I don't know if that counts.
There we go. That was the race. Well done to Ibonto, and well done to Scrub as well for picking up driver of the day. Is there anything else you want to say about that race?
No, just unlucky AsthmaFrog. I think he probably would have won that. I think he was convincingly fastest on the track, but you know, you've got to not make those mistakes. So yeah, just well done to the top three. Great race. Stoneshuffle was so close to getting another win as well. He was right there on the back of the front too. But no, good race, very enjoyable. Look forward to next week.
Yeah,
it's a sprint race.
And that's a Haas win 2 weeks in a row. Haas starting to come back. So yeah, looks like Aston Martin are going to have some competition for the Constructors Championship. Sorry, let's have a look at the Constructors Championship. So Aston Martin before this race were 155 points, Red Bull 147, and then Williams were in third with 108, and Haas is on 88 in fourth. So that's a nice chunk of points for the Haas team. But yeah, it's hotting up in the Constructors Championship as well.
It is, and I enjoy the Constructors Championship. I was a team owner a couple of times, so I do enjoy those Constructors Championships. They did have me on the edge of my seat a few times.
Indeed. Right, next week. Do you know the race next week?
I do. Next week we are racing around Belgium with a sprint race, which is just great. A sprint race around Belgium. That's going to be brilliant.
You've got to love a sprint race weekend around Belgium. It's going to be a good race. Classic track. I don't think I've ever met anyone who hates the track. I think most people love it.
No, it's difficult. You know, it's a tough track, and it gets even trickier in the wet. But it's just a lot of fun, and you can have really good battles around that track. There are some good overtaking opportunities there, so it's definitely good to watch as well.
Yeah, indeed. Right, there was our race. Thank you so much for watching along with us. If you were with us live, thank you so much for getting involved with the chat and telling us how stuff was going on in the race. And if you're watching this back, like whilst we're not live, and you're having a look back, you are very welcome to. Thank you so much for joining us. If you made it this far, big thumbs up to you as well, because you've managed to sit through all of our waffle at the end as well. So I think you deserve some sort of prize, but I have nothing to give you except for a thumbs up. So have one of those.
You can have one for me as well.
Yeah, like 2 thumbs up. Even better. Brilliant. Thanks so much for watching. Next week we will be racing around Belgium. And it's a sprint race weekend, so that is going to be fab. A one-shot quali and 2 races for the price of 1. Be sure to join us at 9 o'clock GMT in the evening next Sunday. I will be there. Will Gunhead be there?
I will be there.
Lovely. So both of us will be there next week. Can't wait to see you. Have a great week, and we'll see you again.